stretching in your chest. Then fourth is fatigueness, tiredness, and fifth is insomnia. Now what are the causes? There are numerous causes of high blood pressure. You listen each and every cause carefully because I will then let you know the cure of every cause. First cause is aging. Blood pressure rises with aging. In males after 45 years of age, in females after 55 years of age. In America, 50% of people are having high blood pressure. Above the age of 60, 70% of the people are having high blood pressure and are on medication to reduce high blood pressure. Second cause is obesity and weight gain. Obesity and weight gain, they cause many irregularities in our body. First is increase in the level of cholesterol, which is known as hyperlipidemia. Second, increase in the level of glucose in the blood, that is hyperglycemia. Third is reduction in mobility, movement slow है, reduction in mobility and poor supply of oxygenated blood throughout the body. Fourth is reduction in flexibility of blood vessels, which cause more pressure on the walls of blood pressure to ensure supply of blood throughout the body, which is scattered in an irregular manner, reshaping the whole figure. And fifth is increase in retention of water and sodium salt in the renal tubules. All these factors contribute to high blood pressure. A study shows that 65 to 78% of obese people who are having obesity problem, they are also having high blood pressure and are on medication to reduce blood pressure. Next is uric acid. We can consider a person in a youth category up to the age of say 50 years. After 50 years, slowly our organs they depreciate, and that person after 50 years will not have the same stamina and vigor which he was having before the age of 50. But after crossing 50 years of age, whatever proteinaceous diet he was taking before 50 years, he continued to take the same diet till end of life. He is not prepared to make any change in his diet. This is the general phenomena. When you take proteinaceous diet, during protein metabolism, this protein breaks up into amino acid and purine. Purine this further breaks up into uric acid. Uric acid is a waste product of protein metabolism. When this uric acid, 75% uric acid is prepared by the body, which is useful for the body, just like our liver produces good cholesterol, which is useful for the body. 25% uric acid is we get from the food. It is in general, it is waste product of protein metabolism. If this 25% uric acid is not excreted from the body through urine by normal functioning of our kidneys, then the level of uric acid in the blood will increase beyond the normal level. Normal level of uric acid in our blood is 3.5 milligram to 7 milligram. When this uric acid, 25% uric acid is not excreted, level of uric acid increases beyond 7 milligram, then this uric acid causes two factors. First, it will cause oxidative stress, which leads to high blood pressure due to decrease in the availability of nitric oxide. And generally the main function of nitric oxide is to widen the blood capillaries so that flow of blood is smooth in the blood vessels. Second, when the level of uric acid exceeds 7 milligram, then it will circulate throughout the body and ends up in our knee joints, making uric acid crystals in our knee joints and causing onset of knee arthritis. Next cause is diabetes. Diabetes leads to high blood pressure in two ways. First, there is one pancreas gland on the left side of our navel. This pancreas gland, it produces insulin hormone. Function of insulin hormone is to facilitate glucose from the blood into the cells. In cells, this glucose will further break up, and whatever energy is released, with that energy we generally perform our day-to-day function. Either this pancreas gland produces less quantity of insulin hormone, or it produces inferior quality of insulin hormone, or it produces good quality of insulin hormone and in a good quantity, but these cells of the body, they do not accept glucose from the insulin hormone. The cells become insulin resistant. So result is there is increase in the level of glucose in the blood. When the level of glucose increase in the blood, it can damage blood vessels, making them less flexible, which leads to high blood pressure. Second way, when there is increase in the level of high glucose in the blood, they will damage small blood vessels and filtering units within the kidneys, thereby affecting the function of kidneys, in as much as waste and fluid are not filtered properly, and secondly, there is retention of water and salt in renal tubules. All these factors contribute to high blood pressure. Study shows that 2 out of 3 persons who are having type 2 diabetes, they are also having high blood pressure and are on medication to reduce high blood pressure. Next is causes stress. Whenever a person is in stressful condition, adrenal glands, which are located on the tips of our kidneys, or on the back, these adrenal glands, they secrete 2 hormones. Generally they are considered as stress hormones, namely cortisol and adrenaline. These 2 hormones are released in good quantity in the blood to counter that stressful condition. When these hormones are released in good quantity, they will increase heartbeat rate and cause narrowing of blood vessels, which leads to high blood pressure. When that stressful condition is mitigated, the blood pressure comes down. But if that stress continues for a longer period, then this high blood pressure turns into hypertension. Next cause is wrongful lifestyle, meaning thereby pressure of work due to high targets fixed by the employer, company, or stiff competition in the business circle. Second, lack of physical activity, that is no exercise or no yoga practice throughout the day. Third is disturbed daily routine. Next cause is diet. Imbalanced diet, that is your diet is more of acidic nature in comparison to alkaline nature. Then intake of more salt in the diet. And third is addiction to alcohol and or smoking. Next cause is hereditary. If the parents or grandparents are having high blood pressure, it will pass on to offspring. It passes on to children. Next cause is imbalanced air element. Whenever air element exceeds the normal range, then this air element, it will harden your blood vessels and make them less flexible, which leads to high blood pressure. Air element is generally imbalanced when either you work beyond your capacity, you are in a stressful condition, you are leading a stressful life, then insomnia, you are suffering from insomnia problem, then you are taking cold food, ठंडा खाना खाते हैं, or processed food, and then if you take, I named two pulses, urad ki dal and arhar ki dal. If you take on daily basis, they will imbalance your air element. These are the main causes of high blood pressure. Now I will tell its cure. There is no cure of high blood pressure or hypertension in allopathy. They will simply put you on medication which you have to take throughout your life to reduce high blood pressure. Am I right or not? Right? Cure lies only in regular yoga practice, 7 days a week, as per your capacity, plus change in your lifestyle and suitable change in diet, which are part and parcel of yoga practice. These two things, change in lifestyle and diet, it comes within the ambit of first two limbs of Ashtanga Yoga, that is Yam and Niyam. Yam means what is your behavior in the society, and Niyam is rules which you have to follow for self. When a person will practice yoga regularly, he has to get up early in the morning. To get up early in the morning, he will go to bed for sleep early. Gradually, he will become habitual to the maxim go to bed early, rise early, which generally we learn during our childhood. Gradually, his daily routine will be in consonance with the timings of nature, and his internal organs, they will work according to the biological clock within. Meaning thereby, our liver which lies on the right side of our navel, it is very active from 11 p.m. to 4 a.m. and it is busy in detoxification. From 4 to 6, our lungs are very active, and generally this period is generally known as Brahmavela period, because the content of oxygen is more during this period. And if you inhale this fresh oxygen during this time, that will suffice the requirement of oxygen throughout the day. From 6 to 7, your intestine is very active. By 7 a.m., waste should be eliminated from your body in the form of urine or stool. Those who get up after 7 a.m., intestine is not active, they must be having constipation or any digestive disorder. From 7 to 8, our stomach is very active, and during this time we should take heavy breakfast. One who practices yoga regularly, there he will feel improvement in the function of his digestive system, excretory system, his breathing, respiratory system. Regular yoga practice will bring improvement in the flow of blood in the blood vessels, improvement in the flow of pranic energy in nerves, then improvement in the functions of endocrine glands, which produces hormones in our body, improve the functioning of exocrine glands, which secrete enzymes in our body. It will bring down the stress level to negligible extent, both at the body and mind level. It will burn your extra calories. Then regular yoga practice, it will strengthen your muscles and make them flexible in order to boost metabolism. Initially, about 2 to 3 months, you will feel that you are not putting on weight. There is no increase in weight. After 3 months, slowly and gradually, you will feel that there is weight loss in your body. When all these positive things start happening in your body due to regular yoga practice, you will feel that inflammation and pain in your joints will also diminish. In yoga practice, generally we practice more focus is laid on asanas only. Pranayama is generally done for just 5 to 10 minutes, and meditation very rare. Asanas bring flexibility, stability and balancing in your body, which is the primary requirement for a healthy person. Pranayam, when your body is fit and stabilized, then only pranayam will be effective. Pranayam makes your breath steady, rhythmic and in a controlled manner. After pranayam, there are two limbs of Ashtanga Yoga, Pratyahara and Dharana, in which we learn there are 5 senses, how to bring these 5 senses within, how to mold these 5 senses. And then comes the meditation. Meditation is the only and most important part of yoga practice. But first you have to make your body flexible through asanas, then slowly make your mind in a calm state through pranayama and other two, pratyahara and dharana. Then meditation limb comes. Meditation, the prerequisite of meditation is that your mind should be calm and quiet. Meditation is never practiced to make your mind calm and quiet. When your mind is calm and quiet, then only you can go into meditation. Mind will become calm and quiet when there is no thoughts are coming at either your conscious mind, subconscious mind or unconscious mind. When the thought process is zero, then only your mind is calm and quiet, then only you can go into meditation, and then only you can feel the glimpse of internal bliss. Meditation brings deep relaxation at the level of body and mind. During meditation, brain frequency shifts from beta waves to alpha waves. And when you are in the alpha wave region, then only you can feel the glimpse of internal bliss. Few asanas, they are good to lower your high BP. I will only name them. First is the child pose or Shashankasana, in which we place our forehead on the yoga mat and stretch both the hands. Second is butterfly pose. Then when you lie down on your abdomen, Bhujangasana, in which we raise our chest. Whenever in any asana, when we raise our chest, your heart muscles and your chest muscles, they are stretched, and it will improve the functioning of your heart. Then when you lie down on your abdomen, we do generally Shalabhasana, in which we raise our legs. Whenever you raise legs, the blood flows from legs towards heart, and it will improve the functioning of heart. Then when you lie down on your spine, Setu Bandhasana or bridge pose, in which we lift our middle portion, the blood flows from legs towards heart. Then Uttan Padhasana, in which we raise our one leg or both legs up to 90 degrees. The logic is the blood flows from legs towards heart. And the most beneficial asana and most of the difficult asana to lower your blood pressure is Shavasana. I am telling you, it is the most difficult asana, because in that asana you have to bring your thought process to zero. Then only it will work, otherwise it will not work. And it is not an easy job. It is very difficult. So I consider this asana as the most difficult one. Then comes pranayama. But a few asanas are prohibited for high blood pressure patients. Generally, these are not practiced in the Agewell Center here. Sarvangasana, Halasana, Navasana. Now I will come to pranayama. Generally, 3 types of pranayama. Generally, these are practiced. Deep and long breathing, Anulom Vilom and Bhramari pranayama to reduce your high blood pressure. I will name another 3 pranayama which will give instant relief. They will immediately lower down your high blood pressure. First is Chandrabedi pranayama, in which we inhale from the left nostril only. And then Shitli pranayama and Shitkari pranayama. In these pranayama, the impact is it brings coolness in your whole windpipe and lungs, so it will immediately lower your blood pressure. You practice any of these pranayama for 15 minutes and then you measure your blood pressure after 2 minutes. At least 10 points it will come down. You can practice and then you can measure. Few pranayams which are prohibited. First is Suryabhedi pranayam, then Kapalbhati pranayam, Bastrika and Agnisar. Generally these are not practiced at Agewell Center. Now I will shift to diet. A person who practices yoga regularly, he will suo moto brings changes in his diet. He will start taking sattvic, balanced and nourished diet because he clearly understands Jaisa Anna Vaisa Man. The type of food you will take, the same type of thoughts will come in your mind. In chapter 17, verse 8 of Bhagavad Gita, focus is laid on sattvic ahar, sattvic diet, which increase your age, which purifies your mind, makes you devoid of the negativity. Then third, it makes your body healthy and energetic. Now sattvic or balanced diet is one which is 80% alkaline in nature and 20 maximum 25% acidic. That is a balanced diet. Alkaline, any vegetable or any fruit which is juicy in nature is alkaline. Simple recognition. All the green leafy vegetables, then bottle gourd, bitter gourd, broccoli, cabbage, tomatoes, ginger, they are all juicy in nature. These are all alkaline, right? Beside, when you consume 80%, you will take 80% alkaline diet. First of all, it will reduce the acidity in the blood, which is the main cause of high blood pressure. Then these alkaline items, they are rich in potassium. The main function of potassium is it will help in the excretion of uric acid from the body in the form of urine. Secondly, it prevents deposit of uric acid crystals in your knee joints. And the source of potassium are all the green leafy vegetables, then mushroom, all the pulses, then so far as fruits are concerned, coconut water, all types of melons, banana, kiwi, papaya, persimmon fruit. These are, and then resin, kishmish, turnip. These are all rich in potassium. So I have told you one reason, increase in uric acid. So I am telling you its remedy. Then 10 minutes before your day meal, that is lunch, you should, if possible, take full plate of seasonal salad. This is raw food, don't mix it with cooked food. So take it 10 minutes before. It is totally alkaline, it will reduce the acidity in the blood. Secondly, it contains 90% water, so it will keep your body hydrated, which is essential to reduce your blood pressure. Third, it contains nutrients, that is minerals and vitamins, which are essential for the growth of the body. This salad it contains fiber which will remove toxins from your body. Then this alkaline items, they prevent the cells from becoming insulin resistant. They will accept glucose from the insulin hormone.
Can you give an example of that alkaline salad? What should it be?
I will. All type of salad, seasonal salad, I will take one by one also. Then it will increase your metabolism, it will boost your metabolism, so in order to decrease your obesity also. Then these salad item, alkaline items, they contain strong antioxidants. Antioxidants are very beneficial to reduce your high blood pressure. First, these strong antioxidants, they destroy free radicals in our blood, which otherwise damages the blood vessels. Secondly, if you take more of acidic foods, the body suo moto, it will withdraw alkaline items from your bones and cartilage. It will withdraw calcium, phosphorus, other minerals. These are alkaline in nature. Calcium, phosphorus, these are alkaline in nature. They will withdraw these in order to reduce that acidity. In our blood, cholesterol generally flows. When this cholesterol is oxidized, that is when it comes in contact with oxygen, it becomes oxidized. This oxidized cholesterol will react with these minerals, calcium, phosphorus, etc., and it will form plaque in your arteries, blockage in your arteries, and the process of atherosclerosis will start. These antioxidants, they prevent the oxidation of cholesterol. So these antioxidants are very essential, and they are the prime ingredients of the salad and all the alkaline items. For example, tomatoes, it contains very strong antioxidant, name you can search in the Google, and this tomatoes, it acts as blood thinner. I will name few which act as blood thinner. You have not to take any medicine to make your blood thin. First is this tomato. Second is beetroot. Beetroot not only increase the hemoglobin in the blood, it is full of nitrates, and these nitrates are converted into nitric oxide, and this main function of nitric oxide I have earlier told, that it will widen your blood vessels, and so that the blood can flow easily through the blood vessels. Then ginger. Ginger is totally alkaline, and it contains a very strong antioxidant, and it will clean your, it also acts as blood thinner. It will clean your blood vessels. Then garlic. Garlic, though it is acidic in nature, it is helpful in producing more of nitrates, which will widen your blood vessels. Then comes black pepper. Black pepper should be taken in very small quantity. It also cleans your blood vessels. Then carom seeds, ajwain, it acts as a blood thinner. It contains thymol antioxidants. So these are the few items which act as blood thinner in your body. Your kitchen is, I should say, it is a laboratory. Your kitchen is a laboratory. Only one should know which thing is to be taken and in what quantity. Then your turnip. Generally here turnip is not used in salad. Turnip is good source of potassium and calcium also. Then generally in salad we use cucumber, tomatoes, then carrots, these things. So seasonal है, seasonal आप लीजिए, right? Then few things are prohibited for those persons who are having high blood pressure. If you are vegetarian, then stop eating beans. Soybean, rajma, they contain more than 40% protein, and the end product of protein is uric acid. Then processed food. and full cream milk they should avoid. Those who are non-vegetarian, they should avoid taking red meat, fish. They can take chicken, but chicken should be only part of meal, not full meal. Then these are the alkaline items. One should know what are acidic items. Anything prepared which source is animal is acidic in nature. All the non-veg, fish, etc. Then milk and all the dairy products, because source of milk is animal. These are acidic in nature. Then all the dairy products, then all the processed food. Processed food includes fast food and junk food. Then your refined sugar, acidic in nature. All the bakery items, they do not contain any juice, they are acidic in nature. Even biscuits, you can reduce these items. Then your pastry, cake, they are full of cream, and cream is full of cholesterol. Ice cream full of cholesterol. They build plaque in your arteries. 80% plaque in your arteries takes 15 to 16 years to build up 80% plaque. So it is a very slow process, and generally we don't give more weightage because we say we are healthy, so we don't go even for our regular checkup. Then dry fruits. None of the plant product contains any cholesterol. They contain triglyceride, which is another name of oil, and this triglyceride is a sister concern of cholesterol, and it also forms plaque in your arteries. Those who are suffering from high blood pressure, they should refrain from taking dry fruits. I will name them. Walnut, it contains 64% oil. Almonds, 58%. Then pista, 54%. Cashew nut, 47%. Peanuts, 40%. And your daily requirement of oil is just 1 teaspoon throughout the day. If you will consume this, then triglyceride level will increase, it will worsen your condition. There is a very misconception that if we put the dry fruit pieces in water during night, and in the morning we will peel and then we will eat. It is not going to decrease any fat content in that dry fruit. If you want to take dry fruit, then you may take resin, kishmish, then you can take dates, khajur, then you can take foxnut, makhane, then you can take apricot. These 4 fruits you can take. But if you are diabetic, then you can take only one, foxnut. That's all. Don't take any of the dry fruits. Doctor will say at least take 3 or 4 pieces of almonds. Either you are by doctor or you listen to me. Very clear. If you are fit, your mobility is good, you are not having high blood pressure, then you consume this thing. Right? Then now I will take diet I have covered. Then now I will let you know one mudra, which is very effective to reduce high blood pressure. But you have to do yoga and you have to make change in your diet and living style. That mudra is known as Apan Vayu Mudra. It is combination of 2 mudras, Vayu Mudra and Apan Mudra. Vayu Mudra is to make Vayu Mudra, you have to bend your index finger and place the tip of this index finger at the root of thumb. Jahan se anguta start hota hai, at the root of thumb you have to place the thumb on the index finger like this. This is Vayu Mudra. It will balance your air element, means it will reduce your air element. When air element is reduced, then it will help to reduce your blood pressure. Then bring the tips of index, ring finger, middle finger and thumb together. Only the small finger will be straight. Right? This is Apan Mudra. The ring finger, it represents earth element. Bones and muscles in our body, it constitutes earth element. So when you make this mudra, this earth element is increased. The main function of earth element is to collect raw material, just a minute, to collect raw material to build muscles and bones. So it will strengthen your heart muscles and it will regulate your heartbeat rate. Then this earth element, the ring finger, earth element, it maintains the level of vitamin D. If the vitamin D level is okay in your body, then only whatever calcium you are consuming, it will be absorbed. Otherwise, that calcium will be excreted through urine. This middle finger, it represents ether element, Akash Tattva. When you make this mudra, this ether element is increased. When it is increased, it will create space, meaning thereby it will cleanse your arteries and make the space for the blood to flow smoothly. And it will detoxify your metabolic waste from your knee joints also. Then this ether element, it maintains the level of calcium. Calcium is totally alkaline and it will strengthen your bones also. So making this mudra, Apan Vayu Mudra, it should be practiced for 45 minutes daily. If you don't have 45 minutes, when you go for a morning walk, make this mudra of both the hands and gently walk. You can walk or you can do this mudra in 3 stages of 15 minutes during the day. Suppose you go in the morning for half an hour, you practice this mudra for half an hour. When you come back to home, go for urination, sit on the chair, and after 7 to 8 minutes, you measure your blood pressure. After practicing this for 10 days, 11th day you will find that your blood pressure will be below 130, systolic and diastolic will be below 85. And after 1 month, it will be below 125 and it will be below 80. I am also practicing this. That is why I am telling you it with full confidence. But you have to do regular yoga practice, change in diet and living style. That you have to do. This mudra alone is so beneficial. Then one acupressure point also I will tell you. This middle finger, I have told you this ether element. So you rub this middle finger from bottom to top with the thumb of the other hand. Press it 20 times thrice a day, from bottom to top. It will create space in your blood vessels and all the other things, so that circulation of blood will improve. Only one point I am telling you. Both hands, with the tip of the thumb of the other hand. Or one more point. There is an elevated portion below the root of the thumb. You press this with full pressure with the tip of the thumb 20 times thrice a day. This is the second point. Third point is the left ring finger. Below the bottom of, there is an elevated portion. Press this 20 times thrice a day. These 3 points, it will ensure smooth circulation of blood throughout the body. It is my belief that this information will be beneficial for you. If any person wants to ask any type of question, he is welcome. हाँ BP के लिए बता रहा हूँ. It will reduce your BP.
What about ghee?
जैसे कि है तो you use it.
Can we use the ghee 1 spoon, 2 spoon on row? Basic.
आपका consume it as per your capacity.
Yeah, of course. No, but one can choose instead of butter.
Basically, you can consume.
Okay, thank you.
Any other quick question?
It is helpful for lubrication, but don't use it in excess.
So far we were told that comparatively fish is better than
Fishes are better.
red meat.
Fishes are better, but ओमेगा 3 फैटी एसिड के लिए और सोर्स भी मिल जाएगा आपको। अगर इफ यू आर हैबिचुअल ऑफ ईटिंग फिश, but those who are having high blood pressure or heart rate generally, but there is specific type of fish, Solomon and mango, that only you can, Joho, etc.
We talked about the alkaline food and all that. Now the biggest problem with taking the alkaline food like I have is the potassium goes up. Now doctor says you cannot take that, here you cannot take nuts.
I have
So what do we do? How do we survive?
I have told you the items which are rich in potassium, so you better don't take those items. All the alkaline items, they are not rich in potassium. Few items are rich in potassium. You forgo those items. Fruits I have told you which are rich in potassium. You don't take banana, kiwi, then persimmon fruit, then all types of melons, persimmon, papayas. This you should not take. You take citrus fruit. Then you take citrus fruit. One thing more I will clarify. Citrus fruit, it contains citric acid, right? And I have told you that all the fruits which are juicy in nature, they are alkaline, right? But nobody has asked me this question. Citric acid has an alkalizing effect in our body. It doesn't have acidic effect. You can search in the Google. You can search here just now. शीतली means ठंडक. शीतली and शीतकारी. शीतली में यो मैं करके भी दिखाता था हिंदी में. आपने घूम घूम करके 5 स्टेजेस में श्वास को मुख को ऐसे करेंगे, रोक लेंगे, you hold the breath. 5 times में आपको पूरा श्वास भर लेना है and then you have to hold it for comfortably for 10 seconds. Then you have to exhale from your nose. मुंह से श्वास लेनी स्टेजेस में. एक बार भर लिया.
Can you do it and just show it again?
अब मैं भर रहा हूँ. When I will exhale, my abdominal muscles will contract. कितनी बार? 5 मिनट कर लो, बहुत है. Do it for 5 minutes. This is शीतली प्राणायाम. शीतकारी प्राणायाम, उसमें you have to press the both the jaws, see the both the jaws like this and inhale. The air will pass through the space. It will provide you coolness. Both these pranayam and the third is Chandra Vedi, in which you inhale from the left nostril. It will provide coolness in your body. These pranayam very effective, all the 3 pranayams. Any other question?
We're running out of time. Ramesh, thank you very much. You gave us a lot of good information, and I'm sure we're going to forget pretty soon. So we requested Kanti Bhai to record it, and we'll send it out to everyone. Because just like we know, every information is great, but overload. So we'll send that out, so you will have with you. Thanks again, and thank you, Kanti Bhai, for recording it. Thank you very much.